Hey, and welcome back. I'm Raymond Dahlman, and this is the weekly economic update for March 29th, 2021. I apologize, I'm a day late. The Cougar game was coming on yesterday evening, and I did not have a chance to record a video. So, hope everyone had a fantastic weekend. And let's see, it's a Tuesday morning here. It's a little snowy in Colorado, but not too bad at all. Let's go ahead and dive into the financial news of what's going on. I know I had mentioned a lot in meetings with clients over the last few weeks that I'd have the report out for gross output. Looks like the numbers bounced back pretty good for the fourth quarter of 2020. So it bounced back. This was second quarter, and then this was the third quarter result that I talked about in most of my meetings up to this point. And then, the gross output number did increase again for the fourth quarter. So that is some positive news. I know I do talk about a lot of the negatives going on in the world, but this is certainly some good news, at least coming into 2021. So let's go ahead and dive into the weekly update. Last week on Wall Street was a little rocky. The Dow Jones was up about 1.36, Standard & Poor's 1.57, while the NASDAQ was down about half a point or 0.5%, and the International was down a little over 1.5%. So there is some churning in the markets. Some things are doing better than others. It does appear that the technology stocks do appear to be under more pressure. Some of the guesstimating around that has to do with rising long-term interest rates have put pressure on tech stocks. So we'll see where that goes. The week ahead, today we have the consumer confidence number coming out. Tomorrow the ADP employment report. Thursday, again, jobless claims and the ISM manufacturing index. And then on Friday we have the employment situation report. Ooh, that sounds important. All right, let's see. Companies reporting earnings. Lululemon, which I think that's the ladies' yoga pants, and then Chewy, which we in my household keep Chewy in business with my two Labradors. If you can maybe see one of them back there towards the door. My security detail around here. Wednesday we have Micron Technologies and Walgreens Boots Alliance. And then Thursday we have CarMax reporting their numbers. So, all right, let's dive into some of my white papers that I have that I'm disseminating this week. This first one is about bonds and the move in longer-term interest rates moving up to highs. See, the 10 years went up to 1.75, its highest in over a year, and the 30-year topped 2.5%. It's as high as it's been since August of 19. So, the longer term, while the Fed has been keeping short-term bond rates relatively low or at near zero, longer-term rates are feeling some pressure as far as going up. It is an inverse relationship. As the price of the bond drops, the yield will go up. As more people want to buy bonds, it'll push prices up, which will then pull down the yield inversely. So let's go over to this yield curve chart. This is what the curve currently looks like. From here on the left-hand side of the axis is your shorter term rates all the way out to 30-year. If we drag this back a little bit, I've frozen where we are right now. If we drag this back, you can see, going back to, this is October of 2020, you can see where the shorter term rates are virtually the same, but you do see this gap where longer term rates are increasing. So what that tells me is that longer term bonds are not as attractive to the investors, and which is pushing these yields up. So anyway, something to pay attention to. I know most folks don't look at yield charts on a daily basis, but again, something to just keep in mind as we deal with inflation moving forward and the other aspects of the economy. This next white paper is titled "Are Americans Saving Too Much?" There's been some research studies that have been done. It shows that Americans are hoarding a little bit more of their money, with everything that's been going on with COVID over the last year. To answer this question broadly, I'd say no. Most Americans do not save enough. They're not prepared for long-term problems that might happen out in the future. Most people only live. They think of their life in terms of what they're having for dinner tonight, and that's about it. So they don't really think long-term. While some people might be saving a little more because of the short-term problems we're dealing with, I would say that I would imagine some folks will, this will be the kick in the ass to get them to save more, but as a long term, as a whole, I would say it's not the case. All right, the inflation boogeyman. I've been yapping about this for a while now, way before COVID. With the interest rates being held at or near zero by the Fed for the better part of a decade. I feel like we've had this inflation bubble that has been just expanding and expanding and expanding, and at some point it's going to pop. And I am concerned that this will lead to some runaway inflation down the road. Whether or not it's a year from now or 10 years from now. If you're having to pay $100 a pound for a steak, I don't know what that's going to do to to the rest of the world. So, and let's see, this last one is life insurance with extended care riders. As we get older, we need more and more care, and the estimate is that about 70% of seniors are going to need some sort of care that's not going to be covered by Medicare or Medicaid or just your standard insurance. So there are some life insurance policies out there that offer kind of a hybrid model where you have insurance on your life. So when you expire, there's a benefit that's paid to your beneficiaries. But also with these hybrid policies, you're able to combine a life insurance along with some extended care. I've seen annuities like this in the past where, if you never have a need for the care aspect of the policy, the annuity works just like normal, but it also does have a rider on it that does provide a benefit for medical care or assisted living or whatever the case may be. So this is something, as you're getting older and, you may still have a need for life insurance, this might be something to consider. So, while I do have a fair amount of knowledge of the insurance industry, it does change from time to time. So if anyone has any questions about this, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to reach out to some of my friends in the insurance business and get more details if this is an interest to someone. So, all right. Well, that's everything I had for the weekly economic update for this week. Again, I apologize for being a day behind, but the Cougs did win. They're headed to the Final Four for the first time in 37 years. Last time they were at the Final Four, I was there. I was a young 10-year-old sitting in the stands. And it was one of the coolest experiences of my life getting to travel with the University of Houston during that 1984 run. We went to Memphis. Back then, they didn't have the full 64 tournament teams in the tournament. The Cougars, I think, being a 1 seed, got a bye, and then played Louisiana Tech in the second round of the tournament. Beat Karl Malone's Louisiana Techsters, and then we flew the next weekend off to St. Louis, and let's see who we played. I think we beat DePaul and Wake Forest. I forget which order that was in. We had terrible seats. We were up in the very top of the stadium. It was awful. There was like a pillar right in front of me. Good games though. And then then the next weekend we flew up to Seattle for the Final Four. Very cool experience. We beat Virginia in the first game, and then I think it was Virginia. and then lost to Georgetown in the final. Quite upsetting, especially after the previous year losing to NC State in the at the last second. So, as a little kid, it was pretty cool. We got to travel around, and the Cougar football team was really good. I think they went to the Cotton Bowl the next year. So a really cool time to be a kid in Houston, and unfortunately, it took a long time for those sports at U of H to get their shit together. So, but I am excited, and for any Cougar fans out there, let's go Red. And that's about all I had for this week. So hope everyone has a good week. Stay safe, stay healthy. Get your exercise. Get your sunlight, take your Flintstone vitamins, and talk to you on Friday. Bye-bye.